Man, this New York City thing to the fullest. Team Bang Dope Gang on deck. And this is real fans, real talk. Respect it.
Face facts, what up, what up?
Real fans, realtalk.com. Where Arthur Diamonds, Trip Young, and intern Tom. For the white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I get all my facts from my bro, Mark the Stats Man. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. Real fans, realtalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Is Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest. I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives. Even tell a neighbor. Tell them Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. Real fans, realtalk.com. I'm out one. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, realtalk.com.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another live episode of Real Fans, Real Talk. Oh man, it feels so good to be back in Brooklyn. It was just a great weekend. Man, I had a lot of fun this weekend working on the Fred the Godson and Mr. Limp music video, so that was fun. And now we're ready to get back into these sports, though. But before we get into all of that, let me introduce my co-host, Mark the Statman Skevich. What's going on?
What's going on? Great to be back for another live episode of Real Fans, Real Talk. And in the words of 50 Cent, if you got a glass straw, you should watch your mouth because I'll break your face. And then Polly did the remix and says, if your name is Geno Smith, you should watch your mouth because I'll break your face. So one of the top stories of the evening. And,
welcome back, NFL.
Welcome back, NFL.
Shall we say that?
And welcome back to the debacle that is the New York Jets, which it never seems to be a dull moment with the Jets. There's no winning involved, but it's always interesting.
Well, I mean, I guess somebody won. Well, I guess he kind of lost and then won again when he got picked up by the Bills. But oh man, it's definitely going to be a great NFL season. If this is what we have to start with right now. The funny thing is that, man, if you remember on Tuesday's show, I said it would be crazy if somebody else from the division picked him up out of spite. And who would pick him up?
I mean, it makes the most sense. I mean, Rex Ryan had his back, and he said he's a great teammate. And it seems, for those of you that don't know the story, it was over a $600 plane flight that Geno Smith was supposed to reimburse him for. And more news unraveled that, it was originally said that he was sucker punched, but in actuality, Geno Smith kind of instigated it in the sense that he went to his face and said, I'm not paying you and there's nothing you're going to do about it, and put his finger in the man's face. So I'm not saying that anything is justified, but I mean, Geno Smith was kind of asking for it, and there's a lot of Jets players that really didn't have his back on this one. You go and try to demasculate the man who's a linebacker when you're a quarterback, and you're not even a quarterback that earned the respect of the team, and you're going out there in the man's face and trying to demasculate him, saying, I ain't paying you and you're not doing anything about it. I mean, I'm not too surprised once the story unraveled that he got punched in the face for acting like that.
I mean, listen, Lance Briggs, linebacker for the Bears, he came out and said there was a couple times he wanted to punch Jay Cutler in the face, but he didn't out of respect. So I guess that shows you the difference because, Jay Cutler's not even an elite quarterback. So he's just somebody who's put in some years, though, and he gets that respect. Geno Smith does not get that respect. And, I think it's funny because all over $600, so it's really something that could have been resolved, without taking it to the violence. But, I do understand it's the principle of the matter. You can't come in somebody's face and you owe them, owe them money, And I understand, the circumstances of why he didn't come. But, I mean, after that, listen, you had a commitment. You made a commitment to your teammate, your brother, on the squad. And at the end of the day, you didn't come through, so you got to pay that money back. But, don't go crazy with it, be all arrogant. So he got what he deserved.
And then Polly in a press conference for the Buffalo Bills said that, that he apologized, and some people feel that Anampali learned his lesson. I think Geno Smith is the one that really learned his lesson.
I
That you
would
don't
have to
put
agree
your
with you on
finger
that
in
one.
another man's face and try to intimidate him when you're not an elite quarterback, you're not a veteran quarterback, you're not even a respected quarterback. So it's definitely not something wise to do. Now, we don't condone violence here on Real Fans, Real
Unless it's
Talk,
sanctioned in
but
the ring.
it is Real Fans, Real Talk, and we do understand the circumstances, real life situations, things like that do happen. It's not like
Now, was this
it's
when,
not like it wasn't like a Family Guy, where's my money, and he said, oh yeah, about that, I'm gonna pay you, and then started punching him in the face. It wasn't like that at all. So
This is an example of when keeping it real goes wrong, as Dave Chappelle would say. And he definitely learned his lesson. I don't think he's going to be yelling and pointing in any linebackers' faces or any teammates' faces for that matter, anytime soon.
the thing for Anampali is he doesn't have a guaranteed job now with the Bills. He was set to make about $500,000 with the Jets this year, and for $600 you lose that contract. But I mean, the Bills, they
If he goes out
obviously.
there and gets a sack on Geno Smith when they play the Bills this season, I'm sure it'll guarantee him for the rest of the season.
I mean, he's a 6th-round pick, so he's not, he's not a starter. I don't think he's going to be a starter with the Bills, but the Bills obviously know, have some inside information now on some of the defensive sets that the Jets have. So obviously it's worth a pickup for a rival. I mean, Tripp, you mentioned possibly the Patriots pick him up. The Bills make more sense now that Rex Ryan is over there. And, since we're talking about Rex Ryan, we're going to take one of the fan mail questions. Carlos from the Bronx writes, would you guys say that the gloves are off with Rex Ryan and the Jets? I think so. I think even before this,
they were off.
The gloves were off because he went to a rival team and he feels that he, wasn't really treated right. He didn't have the talent to work with, and he didn't really feel like he was to blame for all the Jets' mishaps. He was still a good coach. Now the Jets have Revis Island back, as well as many other pieces that they acquired in the offseason. Brandon Marshall, Cromartie is there, and now the Jets are going to look better without Rex Ryan as the coach. But the gloves are definitely off, and they pick up Anampali, who doesn't wear gloves to punch people in the face. So the gloves are definitely off, in my opinion, Carlos.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree. I mean, I saw this coming, from a mile away. Like, the storylines are just crazy right now. He goes over to Buffalo. They got to play the Jets twice this season, like you mentioned. He's going to know all the defensive schemes that the Jets are using, so they're definitely going to have to kind of rework things when it comes time for that Buffalo game and the second Buffalo game, because they're going to know what's coming for them. But this is going to be a fun season, division rivals, and, Rex, man, he didn't have a lot of that talent. He when Darrelle Revis was there in the beginning, they were making it to championship games, and then guys kind of left, got hurt, and now we see what the Jets are. But Rex Ryan is a great defensive mind, so he may be able to do something and make it happen in Buffalo, because they actually had a decent team, So we'll see how things go.
Now, former quarterback of Buffalo, Ryan Fitzpatrick, is now going to be the starting quarterback of the Jets. So it'll be interesting to see how things work out for him. I mean, he is a veteran. He didn't really have much to work with Buffalo. So I think he'll do fairly well. I mean, Geno Smith wasn't that promising anyway, so it's not really that much of a downgrade. If anything, it's possibly an upgrade, which some of the Jets fans feel, because they're kind of sick of Geno Smith as it is. So maybe this is a blessing in disguise for Jets fans. But it's the Jets. There's always some extracurricular activities going on with it's a circus sideshow. They know that they're not the real New York team, which is the New York Giants. So they have to go and compete for media attention by doing ridiculous things like signing Tim Tebow and constantly having quarterback controversy, and now having a quarterback with a broken jaw for acting a little too tough when he shouldn't have. So
It's the Jets, and it's going to be a great NFL season this year. I'm very excited. But we're gonna jump into a little bit of baseball because the Yankees have been struggling as of late, and they play again tonight in Cleveland. So I just wanted to know. I know you said you were a little nervous on Tuesday. I said I wasn't nervous just yet, but then they lost two more games in a row, which kind of threw me through a loop. So I'm still not nervous. I'm not jumping off into the pool yet. But what do you think is going on with the Yankees right now, Stat Man?
I mean, it's just a tough break. I mean, we see ups and downs with teams all year long. I think that they're going to bounce back, but Toronto is looking very good right now, picking up Price and Tulowitzki, and ever since they've just been on a really hot winning streak, and it's just the division's going to be tough now. It's not that 4.5 game lead, 5.5 game lead. It just completely disappeared, and now they're in a serious battle for the division. And if they don't win the division, I'm confident that they'll win the wild card spot. So it's not like the playoff hopes are gone. But I also think that they're going to bounce back and get in the winning ways. They have a lot of talent. And I think that, there's no need to completely panic, but the division isn't as much of a lock as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, 11 straight, man. That is just ridiculous right now. Oh my goodness! And then the fact that three
For a
of those
baseball
games were
team to
us.
do that, it's so rough because
Yeah.
you rely on pitching rotation, and there's usually a weakest link in that rotation,
Yeah,
and to
but
go 11 games for Toronto, I mean, that's just, it's crazy.
they're hitting. The rotation is crazy. I'm really wishing the Yankees would have got David Price. That would have definitely been a big pickup. But we still got a lot of baseball left, so I'm still looking forward to seeing the Yankees take that division. I think they'll get back on track. They go through little slumps every once in a while, but I think they'll get back on track for this last game in Cleveland and kind of salvage the series. And once they get that one, then they'll start to pick things back up. And by the end of the season, I think we'll be in first place still.
All right, I'm hoping you're right, and the Yankee bias is strong with both of us as diehard Yankee fans, but it's not just the bias. They're a talented team. Players and teams as a whole go through slumps and cold streaks and hot streaks, so I think the Yankees will definitely bounce back. We do have football officially back. The Giants and Jets have not played their preseason games yet, but that is going to change shortly. The preseason started officially last week with the Hall of Fame game, and not exactly the most interesting matchup out there, but football is back nonetheless. We got more football going on tonight. The Packers and also the Patriots get their first preseason games on. The Giants playing tomorrow. So football is officially back. The season hasn't started, but it's great to see NFL football back, and I'm excited. The Hall of Fame game was last week. Jerome Bettis had an interesting speech, and I saw him. His mom got him cufflinks on his, that he wore on his speech, and it had bus and his jersey number and Hall of Fame game. The cufflinks, gold cufflinks, looked really nice and went well with the gold jacket and everything, and a great speech. And the fact Canton, Ohio, not too far from Pittsburgh, a lot of Pittsburgh fans were there. It was very moving for the boss, Jerome Bettis, to make his Hall of Fame speech, and then see a lot of the black and yellow out there in the crowd, the towels waving, and a lot of the fans. A big emotional moment for him. Great speech. I think that by far was the highlight of the Hall of Fame. And plus, as myself and Trip Young mentioned on the TV show on Tuesdays in the Bronx, Jerome Bettis, out of a pretty big lineup in the Hall of Fame inductees, was our personal favorite out of the bunch too. So it was definitely great to see.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta love that. I mean, the Hall of Fame, because it just really pays homage to the guys that really dominated the NFL throughout the course of a career. And I mean, so many players everybody's not going to make it, but so you really have to be the elite, the best of the best. So it was great, and I was very happy for Jerome Bettis because he's one of my favorites growing up as well. I'm glad that he made it, him and Tim Brown as well, who also made it. It was another one of my favorites growing up, so I'm happy for all of them. Really quick, on another note, we just got the word in that Saints cornerback Brandon Browner just got carted off the field. He got hit with the helmet in his knee, so he's going to be down for a little while. He did walk off though, but
yeah, that's one of the things that sucks about preseason. You got your guys. I mean, they got to get their reps in and get real time situations, and but injuries happen in the preseason. I mean, you go back to the Giants, Jason Sehorn, superstar cornerback on the Giants, out for the season in a preseason game against the Jets, and that the Giants-Jets historically preseason game. There's a lot of injuries there because that's the New York Pride, so everybody's going full force there for Giants-Jets. So hopefully the Giants don't get any injuries in this year in the preseason. But preseason in general, all around the league, it's really tough seeing those injuries. But you mentioned as far as the Hall of Fame game, as far as the Hall of Fame class, that it's not easy to get in. There was some pretty big snubs, as we mentioned on Tuesday. Marvin Harrison not making the Hall of Fame, and that's one of the top wide receivers of all time. I'm sure he'll be in there, but I think this was first ballot, which is why he wasn't inducted. But I still think
put him in first ballot.
I think he should have been first ballot too. But
that I really want to know the criteria for first ballot Hall of Famer, because here's a guy who definitely top 5 wide receiver in my opinion all time. Numbers wise, he got his ring. Just one of the greatest guys on the field. So I was actually surprised. I really would like to see who's a first ballot Hall of Fame receiver outside of Jerry Rice, of course, but that's the greatest of all time. But there's some other wide receivers have to fit the criteria to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I don't know what else you would want from somebody. He did it. He did everything that could be done.
Yeah. Pro Bowler, stayed healthy. The majority of his career, stats, through the roof. And he got the ring. So and he was a driving force behind that ring. He wasn't no 4th-string wide receiver, anything like that. Like, he was the man at wide receiver and in the NFL as well. Like I said, I mentioned on Tuesday, him, Randy Moss, at that time, Terrell Owens, another one, who was up there as the top wide receivers in football throughout that era in football. So it's kind of crazy to see him not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And it makes me wonder if Randy Moss will get it. I think Terrell Owens could be, but it's maybe a little bit less of a chance than Randy. So,
you want to tell some of the fans, some of the other guys that did end up making it?
Yeah, Charles Haley, he also made it, which was huge. I gotta jump back because Kurt Warner was also didn't make it as well.
I kind of understand that though. Quarterbacks. Kurt Warner was good, Super Bowl champion and everything, but if I'm not mistaken, Troy Aikman's not there either. Winning the Super Bowl isn't all it takes, and I wouldn't put Kurt Warner in the top 50 quarterbacks of all time. So I don't see, I don't give Kurt Warner a given to be in there. He was great, he was good, but not on the elite level at any point in his career. I wouldn't put him even top 3 in the league at any point in his career.
He had some really good years with the Rams, so you could argue that. Super Bowl champion. MVP.
Yeah, but even then, during his time with the Rams, you had Brett Favre out there. You had, Steve Young. You still had. He still wasn't top 3.
We could argue, but we'll agree to disagree on that one. But on a positive note, I know we've been kind of talking about the sturge, trying to keep it alive. Cancer is something that is definitely affecting all of us. And Barry from the Chiefs, he will be playing for the Chiefs after going through his whole ordeal. So I'm, very excited about that, and looking forward to seeing the Chiefs actually have been pretty good, this past season, 2 seasons. So looking forward to it. I think it's a great story, and glad that he's able to get back on the field and continue his career.
Yeah, and you got, two cancer-beating stories this year in football. Jesse Williams, who's a defensive tackle of the Seahawks, had a cancerous kidney, and he will be playing for the Seahawks this year too. So 2 NFL players beating cancer, that's always a great story. Cancer is a tough fight, and good to see some of our players out there in the NFL managing to beat cancer. So it's definitely a great story out there. A lot of negativity out there in the sports world, and it's good to see some feel-good stories out there like that. We just want to remind everyone, though, you are watching Real Fans, Real Talk. We air live every Thursday here on BPN. Also, for those of you watching on YouTube, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, or you can check us out live via the internet as well. And more information about when we go live, as well as our archived episodes, is on our website, realfansrealtalk.com. We also post reminders occasionally on our social media, so like us on Facebook, facebook.com/realfansrealtalk. Also Twitter and Instagram @realfantalk. And for our individual contact information and social media, you could also visit the realfansrealtalk.com website and go under the contact section of the page to find out all that information. And also, we air live every Tuesday on BronxNet Television. For those of you who are watching us on Verizon in the Bronx, for local Bronx residents, that's Verizon Channel 34 on Tuesday. Once again, the full information as well as our social media to like and subscribe directly from our website, realfansrealtalk.com. So we have a very action-packed weekend this weekend. We have the 50th anniversary of Rucker Park. It's a big-time celebration going on. Definitely worth checking out from Friday through Sunday. Friday at Harlem Hospital. A lot of celebrities will be there, including the mayor himself will make an appearance. So it's going to be a very interesting weekend. And we also have one of the Real Fans Real Talk family members constantly out there in the community having different charity events. He's got another one on the Bowling for Peace, Bowling for a Cause brand. It is the celebrity flag football game that is going to be this Saturday at Verizon Field. Game time starting at 3 p.m. this Saturday. Make sure you check that out. That will be an interesting game to watch. Trip Young will be over there doing the play-by-play. Unfortunately, I have a semi-pro football game for the Brooklyn Mariners in Connecticut, so the stat man won't be there, unfortunately, but it's going to be a great event nonetheless, and Trip Young will definitely be holding down the fort without me. And I'm excited to, see what happens. I know there's going to be some great footage from the game and a lot of interesting stars out there. Trip, I'm sure you're excited as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. Again, there's gonna be a couple of fan favorites out there balling. I was going to ball, but when they asked me to sit on the sidelines and commentate, I said, all right, you know what, I'll do that because I don't want to show anybody up out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's an unfair advantage if
exactly.
you play,
Yeah, then somebody think it's rigged and whatnot because they think, because we're on TV, they just let these guys come in and just do what they want to do. So I said, no, I'm gonna enjoy the game from the sidelines. But it's going to be a good event. It's for a great cause. Bring your school supplies in as well because they are taking donations. We're trying to get these kids ready for school in September. We don't got that much time left. So whatever you guys can bring down, you should definitely donate. Notebooks, pens, paper, glue sticks, and whatever else these kids. I mean, they're asking for a lot these days. I noticed my nephew. He has a big school supply list, but we're gonna definitely help out when we can and. Same thing with the 50th anniversary at the Rucker. It's going to be a great weekend. Shout out to Bob McCullough, who's putting everything together. He was a guest on the show in the past, and he asked us to come down and support. So we definitely going to be out there as members of the media, because they want us to cover everything as well. Even though tonight they did have the press conference, the big press conference at Walt Clyde Frazier's. They wanted us to come out for that one, but we love you guys too much. We didn't want to miss the show. We would have had to not done the show tonight in order to make it to the press conference. Plus, they would have had some good food at the restaurant. So that should tell you guys how much we love you guys, and we wanted to make sure that we made it here tonight.
We know, the live show is always great. You guys appreciate where we go live. We hear it from the fan mail questions, and I know a lot of you wanted to know our thoughts on the whole Geno Smith fiasco. The guys were looking forward to it, so we couldn't miss this episode. The press conference, that will be there all weekend, so we could definitely enjoy doing a live show for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. It should be fun though this entire weekend. So definitely come out, like Statman mentioned, Harlem Hospital tomorrow night, and then Saturday we're at the Rucker in the morning. Then in the evening I'll be at Verizon Field for the celebrity football game, and then Sunday we'll be back at Rucker Park again. Knicks legends, street ball legends, the politicians will be out, and the kids will be out. And that's really what it's all about, is going out to support those kids, give them something else to be into. And why not, at the Rucker, which is something that's a huge part of the history of the city of New York, and then basketball as a whole. Everyone wants to at least step foot on the Rucker. Even if you don't get a chance to play, you want to come to the Rucker, because everybody who's anybody has come through the Rucker at one point or another, and this is 50 years, so you want to be there for that. So it's going to be a huge, huge weekend.
All right, and Gene, we're taking a fan mail question. Gene from Queens wrote in, who do you guys think will be the MVP in this Saturday's celebrity flag football game? Trip, we got a long list of celebrities out there. I don't know if you want to run through the celebs.
I know T-Rex is supposed to be there. Cortez, another friend of the show. DJ G Money from Hot 97 is supposed to be out there. There's a couple of Graph is supposed to be out there. Of course, H2O was going to be playing. I gotta see if Skyscraper is gonna be playing in this game, because that would be kind of crazy to see him at 7'5" playing wide receiver.
It's gonna be tough. He could just really
should he just be
lob
on
the
the
ball
defensive
up.
line? He should be on the defensive line and just block the quarterback, because I don't think the quarterback can see over him to throw.
I think it's a 7 Mississippi type of situation.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they're going full line over there.
It
might be a ringer. There's some special surprise guests that are coming there too. So.
Exactly. We can't give away everybody that's coming there. But if from the people that's there, I would have to go with the most athletic of those guys. So I would probably say Haran, just because he actually is currently playing basketball. So I mean, I know it's still flag football, but it's still football, so you got to be able to get up and down.
And he's got a lot of speed. He's got stamina.
Fast. So I would have to go with Haran, but there's going to be a lot of talent out there. So we'll definitely see him. We're going to be out there with the cameras as well. So you guys will get to see everything, through our eyes once we get back next Thursday.
All right, and you mentioned Cortez is out there. We do have. He did come out with a recent video, so we're going to take a break and play the video of Cortez, the member of the Real Fans Real Talk family. He came on the show before, always showing support. So for those of you that haven't checked out his latest video, we'll play that for you right now, and you could enjoy it, and we'll be back live here on Real Fans Real Talk.
See my money green, red, and blue. What about you? Yours. From my city, T.O. to New York. Big city of dreams, but don't sleep off. I did for the fame, but you gon' know my name. And I ain't in it for the change. I like big bills, built at presidents.
Pianos play on the key of life. As I dabble in these streets with a key of white. 2020 tunnel vision, I can see the light. Hoping that my God-given talent help me lead a life. Shit's real, I don't even write. This is more like a letter, you can read the kite. For every inmate locked down and can't breathe at night, I'm blessed. Front row, Barclays, I can see the fight. I'm running wild though, I had to stop. TNT, gun boys at a traffic stop. Thank God, stash box where I had the Glock. Still afraid of heights, but somehow now I'm at the top. You see, I spit it for the culture. Surrounded by the fakes in the industry with vultures. Badge inch you closer, find China. Sipping $1,000 champagne glass with the coasters. That's fine wood if you didn't know. But you can catch me out of town when I hit the road. And see my face on every flyer at a different show. Real talk. One day you'll get it though.
Money green, red, and blue. What about you? Yours. From my city, T.O. to New York. Big city of dreams, but don't sleep off. I did it for the fame. But you gon' know my name. I ain't in it for the change. I like big bills. I know you never heard my name or seen me before. New kid on the block. New kid on the block. And I ain't in it for the fame. Sweet melodies and dollar bills. Yeah, sweet melodies and dollar bills. That precedence. That precedent.
First class about to board a flight. Long days, even longer nights. My ex sent the text, said she wanted Vice. It ain't the only thing she wanted, right? Nah, I'm good, ma, I keep my mind clear. It's like they want a nigga back, cause my time's near. Heard label, hear me rap and tell me sign here. Still moving packs about the trap until I'm signed, yeah. You see this game's an addiction, pain and affliction for fame, but it's sickening. Ironic how these dollars make change in the system, cause that could have been me. Box laid out in prison, nah. God bless. Good lawyer, cause I'm court bound. They got me channeling my thoughts now. Reminiscing back then, we was all down. Now the love's lost and we all on our own. Wow. I just do it so my mama smiles. And I work even harder so my mama's proud. And that's evident. I'm killing them, no evidence. Brooklyn's mine, dead presidents.
They ain't gonna really rock on that. They about to give me my own chicken for food, commercial revenue and stuff like. But we talk about this. We don't have to really like that.
I think your mic might be coming on the air live.
All right, welcome back. That was Cortez, another extended family member of Real Fans Real Talk, and he will be on the field this Saturday with myself and the man that's sitting to my left right here, Haran H2O Hargrave, who is putting this event together.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. You know it's always fun when we have family on the show. That's the special intro that you get for family when they come on the show. We just start playing, stuff in the background for you.
Okay.
But welcome to the show. We're definitely live.
Dramatic music.
Yeah, exactly. We had to make it suspenseful for you, man.
Okay.
Because
you are the Alec Baldwin of Real Fans Real Talk as the most frequent guest, so it's always a pleasure.
I'm trying to beat the record, man.
You got the record already.
Yeah, you definitely got the record.
You might be Alec Baldwin and Steve Martin's record on SNL, but definitely got the record for Real Fans Real Talk, and it's a good thing. We always like having you out here.
That means you're
always
working.
doing a lot of events, Queens Week. You have the Ballin' for Peace, Ballin' for a Cause brand, yet another one, the Celebrity Flag Football. We just took a fan mail question from Gene from Queens, who asked, who do you guys think will be the MVP in this Saturday's game? Both myself and Trip Young gave you some props that you would be the MVP
Okay.
as being the athletic one. We're not sure if Skyscraper is going to throw.
Oh, he's playing too.
So
see?
that's going to be tough because
can just
you
throw it
can
up
just
there.
really
Yeah.
lob it up. I mean, he's got to have hands
He
though.
he
So
got mittens for him.
Yeah,
He got-
I said it's not fair for him to play wide receiver because who's gonna jump with him? Like,
Man, that's a cheat code, like they
yeah,
said in
I said he got to play defensive lineman because it's not gonna be
7'4"
fair. Yeah,
Harlem
you just throw it
Globetrotter.
straight up to the sky, and when it comes, he's gonna be 8 feet above everybody else.
Like
So
this,
you
like
know,
this.
exactly,
Yeah.
and then stomping over everybody on the way to the goal line. So this is going to be an exciting game. And then who else do we have on the roster?
We have Graf. He's coming out. Queens native. We have Cortez, like you said, T-Rex. We have Motion Boys, Yarly Black. He has a pretty poppin' song right now. Mark John Jeffries coming again. Elito.
That means buddy.
They'll be interested to see if Mark John Jeffries tries to guard Skyscraper out there.
Yeah.
Now you can't put them on different teams. That's not fair.
I'm gonna put them on different teams. I'm gonna have them guard
my
on one another.
goodness.
Like I'm gonna, got a couple
Would he even be able to reach the flag on?
Yeah,
that
Can't
might,
even make a tackle.
Yeah, that might be interesting. We have DJ Webstar.
okay,
He's
nice.
gonna be
nice.
playing. And the whole stuff, people just been hit, how it goes last minute. Everybody wants to get involved. And so, I just told them, come on out. We got enough shirts for everybody to play and just have a good time. So, other than like how the basketball game was, I didn't want it to get too crazy like before where I had to make 2 games out of it. But this, I have 2 games going on. I have actually a semi-pro team. They're gonna be playing from 3 o'clock, the 3 o'clock game to like 4, and then we'll the celebrity game will come on at like 5 o'clock. But it's gonna be dope, man. Different. My first flag football game, and
Now listen,
I see you in the gym and everything, man. Why don't you get out there, man? You play football, I see you.
I'm playing football actually this Saturday, unfortunately, in Connecticut. So kickoff is at 6. It's a 2.5 hour drive. Trip Young's gonna be doing the play-by-play by himself.
I got
Maybe you could get Steph Lover to come through and do it with him, or somebody else.
We'll work it. We always have, people always want to come out and do some stuff. It's all fun. It's all.
I was looking forward to it myself and Trip Young. We do the commentary
man.
on Real Fans Real Talk Live, and play-by-play would have been fun to do, but
and different. Like you guys, like I said, I like to keep it in the family. You know what I mean? Keep it tight knit. Like you guys have come out to my Queens Week, which is going on, not the following weekend from August 21st to the 23rd. It's like, no breaks, man. I just have to keep pushing.
And that's why you got the most appearances, like I said, because you're always working. What's the criteria if they wanna actually play in Queens Week?
Oh, well, Queens Week, that's I have a free clinic for kids ages 6 to 16. I'm gonna be doing that on Friday and Saturday morning. But the actual we're giving out $3,000 to the winning team. So it's going to be a cash prize tournament. This is the 9th year that I'm doing it. Last year we took off my partner. He just had a baby, and so his situation was kind of different. My guy Dave Buckner. We took off last year, and I was like busy, and it was just like it couldn't happen. So this year we're back, and cash prize $3,000. It's almost like an Ironman tournament, like what I mean, 2-game elimination. I'm only taking 12 teams right now. We have 6 teams, still looking for 6 more. But like I said, everything else, people hit me up last minute. But I'm trying to get everything solidified by at least the middle of next week.
So we might have to play and commentate our own games if we sign up with the Real Fans Real Talk team.
We have wireless mics to do that, so we could just go and
and now you have
the Statman with the killer crossover behind the back to Trip Young, reverse dunk.
that would be interesting.
That really would.
But
I don't think that would happen.
No,
I don't think so either.
Because the sweat, we don't want to sweat the mics up. That's the real reason why.
Too much feedback, when you're playing.
But it's definitely going to be a great event. Last time we were there, it was great. Everyone had a good time. You know, and the games were entertaining. It wasn't, you know, where you come out sometimes the games be boring, but these are guys that can actually ball out there, so it's going to be great.
And I don't play in that. I don't, you know, I don't want anybody to say, "Oh yeah, my team won because you rigged the tournament or something like that." So I don't participate in it. I just like that's the day to just
guys
enjoy
have
it.
enough to be mad about when they lose.
When
anyway,
they lose,
so they want to have excuses for why the ref did this, he did that. So you already know.
I don't play.
It just makes it good, but. The game this Saturday is just all for fun and it's all for charity.
Yeah, and it's also it's a back to school drive. Like, so I'm trying to get supplies and like book bag, whatever you can bring out for the kids. It's free for the kids, $10 for adults. But you know, I just want as many people to come out, you know, and just have a good time. You know, Staples donated some stuff, some papers, pens, pencil, notebooks. You know, so we have that automatically, you know, and now with everybody who comes, we want them to donate some stuff for the kids and stuff like that.
And see, once again, it's great. I know I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but we have to support our children because not every child out there can afford school supplies. I mean, you may think, oh, it's a quarter notebook, a pen is 5 cents. But unfortunately, you know, every child in the city does not have it to buy those school supplies, you know, so when you have situations like this, please, if you can't afford to, come out.
Come out.
I mean, it's a couple of notebooks, some glue, like I said, crayons, maybe. You know, so
put it like that. If you bring your notebooks and pens, you're free. You bring that. I'm saying it here now. You bring that stuff, you're free. You don't have to pay the $10. It's only a $10 coverage anyway. Exactly. But just come out and bring. You bring supplies, you're in free.
And just think how many supplies you could buy with $10.
So
take
that's what I really want. I wanted the drive for the kids to have stuff to go around. And if we have every kid that has something there, I'm going to personally go around to different schools and donate the stuff to different schools and different kids in the neighborhood.
There you go. So you really cannot beat that. And this is why Real Fans, Real Talk is always in support of Haran and everything that he does because he's always working with the children and doing something for the kids. I mean, the free clinics, you really have to love that because it's just something, one, you know, our kids, they need that training. Like if you want to play, you know, if you want to be a pro ball player, you know, because kids outside of here, you know, they're starting off young. They're not coming in at 13 and trying to learn the game. They're starting off younger and younger. So it's a beautiful thing to have, you know, free clinics that you can go to. And Haran also does his regular clinics
usually during the weekends. But this right now in the summertime, I have individuals going on pretty much every day. Like we set up a time to do it. After I run my camps during the day, afterwards I have set up time for individual workouts. I have like right now I have over 10 clients that I'm training, along with playing in games. Like you know I had a game last night, got a game tomorrow in Dykeman, then Rucker again. Like so it's. You know, it's a lot going on, but I like to stay busy and active, and I definitely make time for my kids and training them. Like that comes first. So.
Yeah, it's important not just, you know, on the skills level, but on a motivation level, on a confidence level, and, you know, just a positive thing for them to do, play basketball instead of other, you know, negative activities. So it's definitely great that you do that. And if you want more information about Haran, a.k.a. H2O's, all the events that he's doing, make sure you follow him on social media as we posted on there. His Twitter is at H2O5 and his Instagram at, I'm sorry, the other way around. Instagram is H2O5 and Twitter is Stargrave5 as we noted on screen there. But, you know, when you're a guest of Real Fans, Real Talk, we ask you to judge shot for shot. Okay. So, you know, if you could, the way it works, ladies and gentlemen, that we ask a series of 5 questions, 1 judge, 2 contestants. Whoever the judge agrees with gets the point. If both contestants agree, no point is awarded, and the loser has to wear team apparel of a team that they hate. I mean, I don't have a copy of the question now, but if you could read
go on the top.
question one, we'll get it started.
Is this the first shot for?
Right
Okay.
there, we're good to go.
Will Ryan Fitzpatrick be able to keep the starting quarterback position with the Jets? I guess you can answer that.
It's been a while. Usually the challenger goes first. I'm not sure,
Well, there's no challenger
yeah.
because we were tied the last couple of times, so there's no. We both challengers. So
There you go. All right. So I'm going to say yes. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick, 89 starts in the league. He managed to keep the starting position, even though he's the longest active, the most starts without having a postseason start in the NFL at 89. That's the longest active streak. But he does have the experience, and he has a lot more to work with than he had with the Bills previously. And Geno Smith did not have that position on lock in the first place. And I think this is going to be a great opportunity for Fitzpatrick to get the starting role. And he's got a lot more weapons. I think the Jets are going to be able to win games. They have a much better defense now, and he has more offensive weapons now with Decker and Marshall. So I think he will be able to keep the spot.
yeah, I would have to agree. I mean, well, Ryan Fitzpatrick is the middle of the pack quarterback, but Geno Smith is
The bottom of the pack.
bottom of the pack quarterback. So
Oh,
I would definitely
man.
say yes. And he's been a decent quarterback in Buffalo, and that's without having a team. I mean, now you bring over Brandon Marshall. They already had Eric Decker. The running game got better. I mean, and then you bring back Darrelle Reeves, the best in the business. So the defense is going to be there to cover them. So if they're winning, I don't see why the Jets would shake that up and just bring in Geno Smith just because they feel bad he got his jaw broke.
Maybe your conspiracy theory that you mentioned on Tuesday is a little bit more accurate because he goes to Fitzpatrick's old team. Rex Ryan was already there. He probably knew he had a spot. Fitzpatrick just threw him some bread and said, break Geno's face's jaw and, let me get that spot.
Exactly.
We don't really believe in that conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But
He signed with the
he
Bills.
signed with the Bills.
Exactly.
I told you what it was.
That was
man.
petty, man. That was petty.
That's classic Rex Ryan for you,
Rex
right
Ryan,
there. That's all that is
man.
classic
Oh,
Rex Ryan.
Man.
yeah, but I mean, he knows the player. If anybody's going to sign him, it would be Rex Ryan.
Yeah,
he
but
knows
you know that was more so about him not being on the Jets
character.
anymore.
Oh,
than him
yeah,
just-
and he has his own little spy that was in the Jets organization.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was. Well, we both get the point for that one. Next question: has Jacoby Ellsbury been a bust for the Yankees?
As good as the Yankees have been playing, it's more so in tribute to A-Rod, to Shearer, and the pitching. I'm going to say he has been a bust for the Yankees for the simple fact that he signed a 7-year, $153 million deal, and he has not been playing anywhere close to 7 years and $153 million.
What's his numbers like right now? Man?
So he's not batting over 300. He might be at about 250, maybe something like
261.
that. 261. Okay, so he's not not batting crazy. I mean, like I said, he's not somebody who's been pushing the team. It's really been to Shearer, A-Rod, and I don't want to leave Brett Gardner out of that, and then the pitching of the Yankees. So I would say yes, he's been a bust because that's just a lot of money, and he hasn't played anywhere close to that amount.
I don't think he was worth the money, but there's also no salary cap in baseball. 261 isn't completely horrible. 5 home runs. He's not 23 RBIs. It's not great numbers, but it's not a complete bust where he's on the bench the whole time.
23.
It's not. I'm not saying it's impressive numbers, but
we got to look at what was he doing before he got to the Yankees. That's a huge drop.
I don't think it's a bust. It's a disappointment, but not a complete bust. He's still, the Yankees are better having him than not having him. So I can't consider that a complete bust.
I don't think that either way. I think they would be fine with him or without him. He's not doing anything spectacular.
So you're going with him not being a bust?
Yeah.
I'm going with you, Trip, on this one.
Originally, I was thinking yes, but I want to make the show a little interesting. I was kind of on the fence. And you took him away from the Red Sox, so maybe, if he stayed with the Red Sox, he would have played better. So I think you've taken him away from the Red Sox, too. That's worth it in itself.
He has a good team around him. He should be hitting a lot better.
Yeah.
5 home runs. I mean,
5
look at his
home runs.
numbers.
Maybe he's
when
a
he was
Red
in
Sox
Boston.
spy, and he was.
Well, that's possible too. But
he's
the Red
taking
Sox aren't
money to
doing
play.
too well either. So
No, well, we don't really believe in these conspiracy theories, but we're just throwing them out there anyway.
All right. Next question. Over or under 2 more no-hitters this season?
I think it's pretty much right on the money. So I'm just I can't do over or under. I'm gonna say 2.
Okay.
You know, we've had quite a few of them already, and I think the seasons is only about a month and a half left in the season. But I think the way no hitters have been going around the past couple of years, I think we could get 2. I don't think 3 though. And so I'm thinking 2 is kind of right on the money.
yeah, I would
I'll
have
take the
to,
push on
to
that.
agree because we said about a month left in the season, so I gotta agree. I mean, we just had 2 kind of close with Cole Hamels, and then recently, I believe yesterday we just had another no hitter. But I mean, I don't think we can get 3 more no hitters this month. I think it's possible we could get 2. There's a lot of pitchers left, and pitchers are playing for the playoffs right now too. So I gotta agree.
Okay, all right. Question number 4. Should Kobe Bryant be given a spot on the 2016 USA Olympic team?
He shouldn't. I mean, Kobe hasn't even really played these past 2 seasons.
3 years.
Or 3 years, and it's not even like it's a situation where the NBA needs Kobe to play for publicity. There's enough star power on that Olympic team with Kobe Bryant, who honestly I guess he still has a large fan base, but not when you look at you got LeBron, you got Durant that's gonna be there, you got Westbrook, you got all of these younger guys who are playing right now and are playing well that's gonna play on the team to where it doesn't even matter if Kobe comes. And he's not even
Kobe.
I don't even know out of the guys that's playing, is he higher or better than those guys right now anyway? So
Kobe's hearing you right now. Kobe's listening.
Kobe's
The
there.
Black Mamba.
He probably is. He might come back now just
Yeah.
to spite me, just because I said that.
Yeah.
But I still got to go with
They
no
should.
on that
Okay.
one, man. His time is done, and it's okay because he had a great career. But right now, it's not his time.
All right, Tripp has a Kobe hate bias. Not as bad as I have a LeBron hate bias, but I'm going to go the other way around. He's still one of the greatest of all time. To have him in a basketball game, whether it's an all-star game, the Olympics, it's always great to see him on the court. His international presence in China, the Olympics are international. It's going to be better for the brand one way or the other. You have a lot of other stars there, but Kobe Bryant's name still adds to the total star power. It's a big impact, so I think so.
I'm going to go with Statman on that one. And why is because I feel like the USA isn't worried about not winning. Like, the USA is going to win the Olympics. They're going to win. No one's going to beat them. So Kobe Bryant just adds on to the mystique of the USA team, and having him, like you said, his last run probably at it, and that adds on to it. So I think he should be given a spot.
Does he even want a spot though?
I haven't heard
I
of
don't.
it.
I don't think he
He
does.
wants-
But I
he
mean, it's
wants
the
a
same
spot.
thing. Kind of. I mean, he's not on the level as Michael Jordan was. But if Michael Jordan at age 40 wanted a spot
They
on
would
the
give it to
USA
him.
team,
They would give it
every
to him.
other player was better than him. But it's still the biggest. One of the biggest names in sports, a legend. So, But yeah.
Okay, fifth and deciding question. Shut it or shout it? Ronda Rousey going at Mayweather for a no-rules fight.
I wish Tripp was going first on this one, to be honest with you. I'm a big fan of Ronda Rousey, but I'm going to say shut it because, you're a female challenging a male. He has nothing to win out of this situation. He's either going to be embarrassed by a female, which I think she will beat him in a UFC fight, but she would lose in a boxing fight. You're coming into her territory, not his territory, but he has nothing to win in this situation. If he goes in there and he happens to beat her in a no rules fight, in a MMA fight or anything of that nature, then he's even more of an enemy for beating up a female. And if he loses, he gets embarrassed. So there's a no-win situation for Mayweather. So to call him out, it's really just doesn't make sense. I mean, I get it that Mayweather's a big name and it adds publicity and everything, but there's no win situation. So just there's no reason to even talk about it. So I'm gonna have to say shut it.
This is actually a tough one because, you know what? For her, I would say shout it because it's something that's going to help build her brand. That idea of a fight between Floyd Mayweather and Ronda Rousey, it still draws money for her business. So I would say yes to keep going, even though most likely a fight won't happen. But she's always relevant, and when you're adding her name to the biggest individual right now in sports, or arguably one of the biggest, but I mean he just made $300 million of his last 36 minutes, as he likes to say. That only enhances your brand. So from a definitely for her, from a money standpoint, I would say yes, especially since everyone knows the fight is that's not gonna happen. So from her standpoint, I would say continue to shout it because that's just making you more money.
You guys made some good points, both of you. Mark with the whole domestic violence thing with Floyd, like the fight isn't gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like if it happened, Floyd would get ridiculed, and you made a great point with shouting it for her. It helped her brand and make her a lot more money and put her in the limelight. UFC is, even though boxing doesn't put on that many events, I mean, major events anymore, boxing is still one of the biggest draws when Floyd and people come around. So
it's all about the money.
This is a tough one, man. But I'm gonna go with Statman on this one. With the shut it.
All right.
Shut it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the victor reclaiming
So
my
good.
throne here on Real Fans.
So
Real
good.
Talk.
So good. I take my MVP pick back. It's not going to be a run. I'm definitely going to make sure.
Well, I think you took it back already when Skyscraper came on.
Yeah. Once I got the confirmation on Skyscraper, he automatically became the MVP.
We're almost out of time, so I will not put the Red Sox hat on you, especially since the Yankees are in a slump. I don't want to jinx it. So you get away this time, Trip.
Well, listen, I'll definitely take that. Can we go into this date in sports history?
We've got about 30 seconds left,
we got
so
about
if you
30
want to
seconds?
run through
Okay, I'll
them
do
real
it
quick.
just really quick. 1948, my man Satchel Paige at 42 years old pitches his first major league complete game. In 93, Blue Jay Ricky Henderson pays Turner Ward $25K for his number 24 jersey. In 97, the Red Sox trade Mike Stanley to the Yankees. And happy birthday to Boone Logan, Elvis Gerback, and to my Aunt Marilyn and my sister Crystal. Happy birthday to you all. And we will see you guys. For myself, Trip Young, Mark the Statman Skevich, around H2O. Check us out on the web and check us out this Saturday at that celebrity flag football game at Verizon Field. We will be out there and we will be going in.
All right, realfansrealtalk.com. Make sure you check it out. Good night, everyone.
With Arthur Diamonds, Trip Young, and intern Tom. For the white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I'll get all my facts. CAT scan, and if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. RealFansRealTalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Is Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest. I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives. Even tell a neighbor. Tell them Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. RealFansRealTalk.com. I'm out one. Real fans, real talk.